Alright, yo guys, what's going on? It's Rage, and for today's video, I have a story to share with you all. It's, honestly, it's pretty terrible, I'm not even gonna lie. Basically, I'm gonna be telling you guys a story as to just really what's been going on over the past couple of days, because my life has been a giant clusterfuck, and everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. I'm really not gonna try and eat up too much time here, because it's already like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I want to get this video up at a decent time, and also be able to stream for a little bit, so... Basically, to go ahead and just jump into everything, this whole story started last week, at around like Monday or Tuesday or so. And basically all throughout the course of this entire week, I had a bunch of stuff that was going on that was in preparation for my sister's wedding that was yesterday on Saturday. And now, and before I get a lot of questions and comments about this, Mike, you have a sister? What the fuck? I just thought you had brothers. Well, technically they're not my real like blood-related sisters. They're just, you know, very close family friends that I've known forever. So they're not really sisters. They're like pseudo-sisters, I guess. I don't even know what the proper terminology is, but whatever. Fact of the matter is, though, yesterday on Saturday, I had a wedding to go to and just, again, a whole bunch of stuff leading up in preparation for that over the course of the week. Now, as you guys already know, usually over the course of like the first couple of days of the week, like Monday to Thursday, I'm usually very busy with both work and university, and most of the time I end up recording my videos when I get home from either work or university. So that's why, like, throughout a majority of the week, it's, you know, like usually pretty dark in my room because I don't have time during the middle of the day to record a video. Most of the time, though, I'm usually recording my videos like later on at night, and I'll record for a few hours, edit for a little bit, go to bed at like 11:30, close to midnight, start my day at 4 o'clock in the morning all over again. You guys have heard all this. And now over the course of this past week, though, especially from like Tuesday to Thursday, it was really difficult for me to record videos because each and every night when I was done with either work or university, I had to take one of my dogs to the vet. All 3 of my dogs went to the vet over the course of the past couple of days, again, in preparation for the wedding, because another family friend of ours was coming down from Connecticut, and she has a new puppy. I'm talking like this puppy is like 10 weeks old. If you guys have me at it on Snapchat, you guys would have seen him. So in preparation for that, we were getting my 3 dogs all like their shots and just like checkup appointments, making sure that, you know, they're healthy and that the little puppy's healthy and that just they don't get sick and all sorts of stuff like that, right? But now, that's not even the slightest issue. I mean, I was still able to like come home and record for a little bit. I didn't have a whole lot of time, and that's why my recent World War II video was so delayed. But the biggest problem out of all of this started on Friday night, and now this is where the story begins, because this shit is about to get so stupidly cringy, and honestly, Rxqe has like 7 IQ. It was just supposed to be a simple fix. Like, I'm at a loss for words, honestly. I'm still baffled at myself because how much of a fucking idiot I am. So now backtracking towards the start of the week or so, I had ordered my brand new processor. I got a Ryzen 7 2700X. It was an upgrade from my Ryzen 5 1600, and I felt like this would be a really good time to go ahead and do that because my specs for the most part are pretty solid, like they're all good. I had figured that now would be a good time to go ahead and just upgrade my processor because Black Ops 4 is right around the corner, and I just figured that having a new processor would definitely help with like a higher quality stream. So now the problem begins. Come Friday night, I finish up my stream, all is well with the world, and I figure I'm like, hey, you know what, I got a few extra hours, why not? I'm gonna be up for a few extra hours anyway, let's just go ahead and throw the new processor in, upgrade the BIOS on my motherboard, and we should be good to go. But no, it wasn't that simple. Nothing is ever that fucking simple for me. Literally the simplest upgrade that you can do to a computer. I mean, like, minus having to upgrade the BIOS for the motherboard, but putting in a processor chip is like putting on your glasses in the morning. I mean, if you wear glasses, like, it's really that simple. Installing the processor, though, wasn't even the hardest part. Like, installing the processor, upgrading the BIOS for the motherboard, I had no problem with that whatsoever. The problem was, I had plugged everything in, everything was all good to go, I booted up my BIOS once again, and then I was in Discord with JP and Precisionary, and I believe Precisionary was all like, hey, what is your RAM settings at? Because I had my RAM in slots 1 and 2 as compared to like 1 and 3 or 2 and 4 or something like that, and I was told to go ahead and move it to like 1 and 3 or 2 and 4, whichever is easiest, so there can be some sort of like XMP upgrade. I'm sorry, I don't really know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm just trying to remember it. But basically, if I did that, there was giving me more bandwidth for the data, and just I'd be able to like really speed up, I guess for lack of a better term, my processing power. Like basically just being able to get the most out of it, right? And just, yeah, no, that couldn't happen for me. No. As a matter of fact, yeah, changing the RAM sticks is a lot easier than just replacing the processor, and I fucked that up so badly. At first, I don't know what the fuck I did. Okay, so I took the RAM slot, or like the RAM stick that was in slot 2, put it in a slot 3, I booted up my computer, worked perfectly fine, but it didn't read that 3rd RAM slot right. The BIOS had basically only read 1 stick of RAM, so I was like, okay, well, that's not right, so let me go ahead and just move it over to 2 and 4. I thought something was specifically wrong with the 3rd slot. So now this is where everything basically just spiraled out of fucking control, because I had to take off the fan off my CPU, right? If you guys don't know how that works, it's like this like little X bracket type deal. You got like 4 screws on each end, and I went to unscrew those, popped everything off, no problem. problem, moved it back over, and then once I put everything back together, my computer wouldn't start. Like, it would start up, then shut off, start up, then shut off. So clearly something is very wrong here, and I'm just like, okay, let me just put the RAM sticks back, and it didn't work. Again, same kind of issue, it would turn off and on, so on and so forth, right? So at this point in time, I'm starting to freak out like, okay, hold on, whoa. This was supposed to be a simple fix. What the fuck is going on? I had started working on this at like 10:45, close to 11 o'clock at night. Like, this was supposed to take me, what, like not even 30 minutes at most? And I got to the point where it was 1:45 in the morning, and I'm sitting there at my kitchen table like, what the fuck have I done? And now it also got to the point when like trying to screw on and off the CPU cooler and everything that I noticed that like the bolts on the motherboard that hold the mounting bracket, right? I noticed that those were starting to twist off the motherboard, or at least like they were twisting with the screw. So I'm just like, something is very wrong here. And then next thing I know, I was able to pull the screw out, and so came off the bolt from the motherboard. So then at that point in time, I'm freaking the fuck out. I'm just like, I can't believe it. I actually just broke my fucking computer. What the shit? I was honestly so flustered. I was just like, how the fuck did I manage to do this? Now, granted, if I wasn't flustered, or more or less, if I wasn't a complete fucking idiot, I would have realized, you know what, let me just stand the computer back up, no big deal, let me just take a look at the back of the mounting bracket, because that's where the bolts are in place, right? But no. I didn't fucking think of that because I'm an idiot. Again, I'm sitting there freaking out, and then I go to sleep, I wake up, I'm pissed off, I'm ready to take my computer to Micro Center or just some computer store. Granted, now this is Saturday morning at like 10:30 in the morning. I have to start getting ready for the wedding in like 3 hours, so I'm sitting out here running all these errands, trying to get all the parts to fix my shit. So again, though, I got to Micro Center, I was speaking with the technician, and then he said, yeah, there's actually some problems with like the nuts and bolts that are holding this mounting bracket together. I think I had actually messed up the threading on one of the bolts or whatever, so I had to go to Lowe's or Home Depot, and I bought a threader that actually, you know, fixes that. So then by the time I got home, I tried fixing it, then everything screwed back into place, and I thought, alright, cool, you know what, no problem, I'll be able to go upstairs, plug this in, and hopefully it'll work. No. So now at this point in time, I'm losing my mind. I'm like, I don't know what I gotta do here. Like, my mounting bracket's not working, like, I know there's not enough pressure on the CPU to get it started, like, I thought that was one of the problems. I was still moving RAM sticks around in the process, like, okay, maybe I should try 1 and 3, 2 and 4, 1 and 2, 1 and 3, like some CSGO case opening type shit, right? Nothing was working. Then I had to get ready for the wedding, so again, I just took the rest of the night off. I was like, fuck it, whatever. I was at the wedding. I was so pissed because all I could think of was my fucking computer. So now fast forwarding to last night. It's about 10:45, 11 o'clock by the time we get home. I'm still messing with everything. It's just not working. So I said, you know what, fuck it. Tomorrow morning, or basically this morning, I was going to take it to Micro Center again and just hope for the best, honestly, because I was thinking, you know what, something's probably completely messed up with the motherboard, or if it's like a broken RAM slot or something like that, just, you know, like something like that. I was like, you know what, fine, whatever. If I have to pay for it, then, you know, it is what it is. Although, I will say this, I was going to be so angry if I was going to have to spend another $300 on this processor. I would have just literally committed scooter ankle. The shit is not cheap, okay? It's really not. So now again, fast forwarding to this morning, I took my computer to Micro Center. I was speaking with a technician. It was actually a different technician this time, and I told him what was up. I told him that my computer would start up, then shut off, so on and so forth, and then he was telling me, you know what, that actually might be a problem with your RAM. It could be a faulty RAM stick, it might not be plugged in all the way or something like that, so let's have a look at it. So we then head over to the little workshop area, we get the computer all opened up, and then he takes a look at the RAM, takes it out, puts it back in, and he goes, yeah, you didn't have this plugged in all the way. It was at that moment that I have never felt like a bigger dumbass in my entire life. Quite possibly the easiest part of fixing anything with your computer, I fucked up. So then lo and behold, we go ahead, plug everything in, boot it all up, and it works perfectly fine. I open the BIOS, it's reading both the RAM sticks. I'm just like, great, I'm a fucking idiot. And this entire time I was sitting there like this because I'm just like, I cannot believe it, and he's laughing his ass off, which honestly, I don't blame him. Like, I really wasn't mad at him for laughing because I'm sitting there laughing at myself, and he goes, dude, don't worry, it's fine, it happens to the best of us. I'm like, honestly, no, it really doesn't. I think he was just trying to make me feel better, but no, I completely realized that I'm a grade A idiot, literal 0 IQ. Again though, booted up perfectly fine, double checked the BIOS, it was reading like dual channel memory for the RAM, so I'm like, good, this is what I needed in the first place, and then I sit there completely dumbfounded, completely just honestly baffled with myself. Like, how, dude? Like, that's the easiest thing in the fucking world when fixing computers. And so now here I am, came home, plugged it all up, and voila, everything's working perfectly fine again. So yeah, that's my life. I'm not gonna let this one down. Like, honestly, like, I was having a mental breakdown Friday night because I'm just like, what did I do? What? I'm sitting there going off on Twitter being all depressed and shit, like, I actually broke my computer. What the hell? I can't can't believe I broke my computer. And then while I was at Micro Center, I tweeted out, I'm just like, I cannot believe this. The problem with my computer was the RAM slots. And as expected, everybody started to make fun of me. And I'm just like, yeah, I honestly kind of deserve this. So essentially, though, in a nutshell, this is basically what it's like to be Rxqe, episode 8, 9, 10, something like that, IRL special edition. So yeah, that's basically in a nutshell what my life has been like over the past couple of days. Like, again, I apologize for the lack of uploads. I just had a whole bunch of stuff, especially taking my dogs to the vet. I know that actually took out a significant amount of time when it came to like recording and editing videos. I just had all sorts of stuff like going up throughout the course of the week, leading up in preparation to the wedding, which I had meant to tell you guys about, but I couldn't do that because my computer was fucked because I'm an idiot. So yeah, that's basically it. That's basically my life in a nutshell. I am more than disappointed with myself, and I don't know if I can ever recover from that, honestly, because that's really bad. As far as everything goes, though, like now everything's back up and running, so there shouldn't be any more issues. I mean, over the course of this week, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do as far as videos go. I know that Assassin's Creed Odyssey came out. I'm going to start my playthrough on that, probably go ahead and double upload that, or single upload it if I'm streaming. I'll still probably go ahead and try fixing that whole XMP thing, trying to get the most speed and usage out of my processor now, so, yeah, let's hope for the best, and hopefully going forward I won't be a fucking idiot anymore, although I know that's, like, it's still going to hold. I know, I'm a complete idiot. I know that. Honestly, though, if I were to think of some sort of, like, analogy or comparison as to how badly I fucked this up and how stupid I am, say you're like me and you wear glasses, like, imagine waking up in the morning going to put on your glasses, you stab yourself in the eye with your glasses, and you go blind. That's essentially what I did. I can't put into words, like, how much of an idiot I feel like, so, yeah, honestly, if there's ever any advice that I can give you guys, don't be like me. Just be smart. Have more than 0 IQ, which I'm sure all of you have. Just don't be like me. I can't. I'm done.